What are the rules to survive in a zombie movie? We've talked about some of them so far on the last 2 episodes. But how do you quantify them? From the very beginning, in Night of the Living Dead, some became apparent. Always check your surroundings. Try to find somewhere safe and board it up. But make sure there's an exit for when your safe house gets surrounded. Don't get too attached to anyone. In Ruben Fleischer's directorial debut, Zombieland, Jesse Eisenberg's Columbus actually writes a list of some of the most helpful survival rules. Probably the most useful new rule,
and finally new rule,
is the rule double tap. Make sure that you shoot a zombie in the brain a second time to make sure that it's dead.
One more.
Most useful new rule,
and finally new rule,
is the rule double tap. Make sure that you shoot a zombie in the brain a second time to make sure that it's dead.
One more clean shot to the head. And this lady could have avoided becoming a human Happy Meal.
Some of them are also just common sense, like wear a seatbelt, beware of bathrooms, and limber up. The 21st century, of course, is a century of quantifiable lists. Who doesn't like a good BuzzFeed listicle? Zombieland paired up an unlikely duo, Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson. Much like Clu Gallagher in Return of the Living Dead, Woody Harrelson was a star enjoying a second act. Putting him in a movie with Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin of Little Miss Sunshine fame as his zombie survival team definitely highlighted Woody Harrelson's tough guy cowboy charm, as opposed to the millennial neurosis of the other leads. Harrelson took to the film with relish, selecting his own outfit and even getting Bill Murray on board once other stars turned it down.
All I do it to blend in. You know, zombies don't mess with other zombies. Buddy of mine, makeup guy, showed me how to do this. Cornstarch, some berries, a little licorice for the ladies.
The original choice for Bill Murray, Patrick Swayze, ended up having to drop out as he was battling cancer and passed away a few weeks after the film came out. Zombieland also highlights the 21st century obsession with cultural nostalgia. Of course, getting Bill Murray to recreate a scene from Ghostbusters is the most heavy-handed example. But also Woody Harrelson's obsession with finding a Twinkie.
It was like if he got a taste of that comforting childhood treat, the world would become innocent again and everything would return to normal.
The Twinkie quest is embodied by one of the many rules that Columbus comes up with. Enjoy the little things. Ironically, the real Woody Harrelson can't eat Twinkies because he's a vegan. In another cultural touchstone, Zombieland makes the cause of the outbreak, mad cow disease, from a gas and gulp burger.
It's been 2 months since Patient Zero took a bite of a contaminated burger at a gas and gulp. Just 2 months and I might be the last non-cannibal freak in the country.
Zombieland doesn't add much depth or lore to the zombie genre, apart from Jesse Eisenberg's handy list of rules. But it is a funny, and despite the subject matter, fairly light movie about breaking out of the natural alienation we feel and the need to find a family to get you through a crisis. Thematically, it might not break new ground, but the movie grapples with important questions. Is being naturally solitary a strength or a weakness? Is it better to cooperate and create emotional ties? What is a family anyway? Zombieland is the first zombie movie of the age of Facebook and social media.
Best thing about Zealand, no Facebook status updates. Rob Curtis is gearing up for Friday. Who cares?
In some ways, I would compare Zombieland as an entry to this month to Cabin in the Woods when we did Alien Month. Anyway, before I introduce the panel, let me say, please like this video and subscribe to the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel. Also, we are now monetized, so if you have any pressing questions during this live show, send us a super chat. We are absolutely obligated by international law, human rights law, to answer it. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Movie Night Extra. All of our after parties are available on there forever. Okay, let me introduce the panel. J. Andrew World, illustrator, book cover artist, comic designer, and artist for Give Them an Argument, co-host of Movie Night Extravaganza and Bad Takes. Christina Oakes, she has recently rebranded to Cosmopolitics, twitch.tv/Cosmopolitics, or on Patreon, or find her on all the social media websites, and she streams about 4 times a week. Conan Neutron, host of Protonic Reversal and the frontman for Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends. They just got back from touring on the East Coast, and I got to see Conan play in Peekskill, New York. It was pretty awesome. Bonnie Burton is an author, journalist, comedian, and show host. She has appeared on a variety of web shows and podcasts, was the former senior editor and social media strategist for StarWars.com, and is a current writer and showrunner for Hunt a Killer. I, of course, am your long-suffering host, Forrest Miller. I forgot to introduce myself earlier. Without further ado, let's get started.
Yeah, it's funny how you forget that every single time.
I'm always on stage like I'm, Herschel Walker. Like I've been hit in the head a few times, and I forget who I am for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I should introduce who I am.
Maybe you're an indigenous person. Who knows?
Here's the thing, people. This is Murder Night Extravaganza or Zombie Night Extravaganza. Now I'm getting all confused. Here's the thing, people. Okay. Bernie misogynist is me.
All right. I thought we were going to burn it before the show, but we didn't. Yeah. So only point of correction is that we did Cabin in the Woods for Murder Night Extravaganza last
Yeah, I thought so. And then for some reason, like my brain didn't compute that. And I was like, no, it was Aliens for some reason. But it's not even an alien movie, so I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, well, thanks to your intro, I now know Twinkies aren't vegan. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I mean, it makes sense.
What? You guys did not know that?
Yeah, I looked it up, and I guess there's beef fat in it. So
yeah.
I thought there was dairy in it. I thought it had dairy in it for some reason.
I just thought it wasn't vegan because they last the shelf life of those things are so long that I didn't think it had any animal products in it. Just chemical.
Yeah, I just assumed it was entirely chemical.
I guess not.
My vibes too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing as like gelatin lasts a really long time when you have like gummies or something like that, right? And that's like horse
Not
meat.
always. Gummies always harden. They always get super hard.
Yeah, but I mean, you can still eat them. Like they don't go bad.
Well, they turn into rocks, just like Peeps don't last.
So it would be the perfect thing, I think, to get in the zombie apocalypse. You could just throw the gummy and go right through the head of the.
Yeah, you could use that. I would assume. I don't know if it would. You'd have to sharpen it, maybe. I don't know.
This would be one heck of a weapons making.
Well, you could make a dirty bomb. Make a dirty bomb out of hardened gummies. That would probably work. Anyway, Zombieland.
Nice knife. Please don't stab me.
I was gonna say I love the concept of knife.
I mean, if I got shit that I got to cover tonight on stream. So if we go off topic,
my enforcer over here.
I mean, I'm attention deficit queen, so yes, we probably will go off topic a zillion.
Well, you're fine. It's these three I'm worried
about.
Oh
yeah. Okay.
I'm like the topic cop. Are you kidding me? Jesus.
Can I ask a quick question?
Hey, by the way, ACAB includes the topic cop. Just,
okay, can I ask you a question? Okay, I'm going to ask it. Did you guys see Zombieland 2? Because I haven't seen it.
No,
I watched it for this.
Okay,
and it's not good.
Okay,
it's deeply inessential.
I was going to ask in the sequel, are there more rules that were added to the old one or no?
Yeah, kind of. Not really. It's just honestly, it's like an hour and a half of just rehashing everything, and then.
There's only so much
mid-credit scene with Bill Murray, which is phenomenal, and then an end credit scene with Bill Murray.
I watched it during the pandemic on a plane. That was like the movie that I picked when I was going. Yeah, I was going to Texas, and like I was like, I don't want to watch anything that I'm gonna get like really engrossed into. Like I'm on this plane for a certain amount of time. Like it's not gonna be very long. So I ended up just watching that, and I made it through the whole thing. But you can't really hear what's going on.
It's not boring. It's just not good.
Okay.
So I can sum up what these guys just talked about for a minute and a half. Say deeply inessential, but fine.
Okay, so it's just like a recap show in a movie form.
It does a couple new things, but it's not. It's nothing that's like worth it. It's fine. It's fine. It's
there's only so much you could do for a sequel about like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, they have like one or two new ideas, but it's not essential.
Well,
Zombie Apocalypse 2, Biters Boogaloo.
Zombieland was written as a TV show, and then they decided to turn it into a movie. So that's what I was curious about. Why didn't they just turn this into a TV show when the first one did so well? But maybe we weren't ready.
No networks.
This movie came out in 2009, so was Walking Dead already out? I can't remember when Walking Dead started.
Probably.
Feels like that show has been on the air for 100,000 years.
I know it's the Law and Order of zombie TV shows.
But it started in
brains.
Oh my God. Maybe I'll get a sentence out someday. 2010 is when it started.
I just want those two shows to merge. Can we just get Law and Order and Walking Dead together?
Law and Dead.
I want to see Ice Cube now. Ice-T
Right?
fight zombies. Ice-T fight zombies. Yes.
I mean, come on, that would be perfect. Though I do remember there was an SVU episode that had slight cannibalism in it, and there was a T quote about it. So that's as close as we're going to get to a zombie thing, I think.
So there's no TV show of this because at the time the idea of there being a zombie TV show was like, what? Why would you try that?
Yes, and I guess iZombie hadn't come out yet because that's more of a comedy.
iZombie is much later, yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's closer in tone.
Maybe the viewing public wasn't ready. I don't know. I don't even remember 2009.
I was a freshman in high school.
I think we were all hopeful about Obama. I
Hey,
think.
back up.
We haven't actually
high school? Oh my God, I'm so old.
12 minutes in, we haven't talked about the actual movie for like.
This is it. We talked about Zombieland already. And I'm the one who got us on track, so that should be a fair warning.
Well, I'm saying one of the reasons I wanted to put this on the docket was under the tacit understanding that we're discussing just Zombieland, not Zombieland 2, which I don't.
I know, but I just wanted to ask. I didn't know there were rules now. Last time I was on the show, there weren't rules.
It's Zombieland. There are all kinds of rules. They're all over the place.
You have to. One rule is you have to. It's double tap. If you get off topic twice, Coney gets to shoot you in the head. It really sucks. It's happened to me like 10 times.
Well, then just shoot me now.
So this is 5 years after Shaun of the Dead that this comes out. And that's probably the closest tonally movie wise in that.
Yeah, it's a comedy zombie thing.
Right. And I think it's very much. This is a very American comedy, right? Like
Speaking of zombies, my door is right now getting slammed in and out by Audrey because she's trying to get into it.
Dog wants in.
She wants to lick your brains.
Thanks for alerting us to the imminent danger of your zombie dog. But yeah, like I do think actually as a prestige TV show or something, right? This would have been wildly successful if they.
I don't know though. 2009, I can't remember if people were ready for that kind of stuff yet because you kind of have to hit the zeitgeist at the right time for shows like this, or else it gets canceled really quick, and then everyone copies it. So
well, yeah, and there was not a lot of. I mean, zombies really hit the zeitgeist around like 2010, and then it was just like all zombies all the time.
Yeah, then it was zombie overload because I did OD on zombie stuff. I had zombie fatigue for a while, I would say, and now I just have superhero fatigue, so I'm back to zombies.
So zombies are fine. I just got regular fatigue.
Zombies are fine. Zombies are, and hopefully. I think it was Marvel. They had a whole run of comics.
Marvel zombies.
Marvel zombies, right?
Which DC did try to do something, but it wasn't as nearly as good as Marvel zombies.
DC did, but I don't know if Marvel ever. I kind of hope they do a Marvel What If series, but just zombies.
They are doing it.
Are they
did
really?
do the one episode, right? They did
one episode, but they're actually going to do Marvel zombies. So it's like zombies are really making a comeback.
Yay! Yeah. Okay, cool. Deadpool zombies always my favorite. So
Deadpool zombies great. I'm all for Deadpool.
I love the little birds living in Spider-Man zombie's head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. That's gold right there. That's Emmy-winning stuff.
That's a lot to love there. So what I would say is that having covered Night and then Return of the Living Dead, one of the things that's cool about Return of the Living Dead is it kind of flies in the face of the quote unquote established rules from Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, and just basically turns it on its ear. But with Zombieland, which as befits the more modern times, it's like that's a framing concept for telling the story, is like the rules, not just the rules for the zombie world, but the rules that like one of the main characters has managed to survive with. And like they have like the big the graphics show up and like are involved in like the storytelling or whatever. I think that's actually, as a narrative function, is actually really cool and makes this unique, because I can't think of any other media along those lines that has gone to that level. And it kind of fits that sort of, like when we talked about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right? And how like that being the first movie that didn't have anything for boomers at all. Like I feel like this was like the first zombie movie that had very little in the way.
This is boomer free.
Yeah, I mean, which is hilarious because one of the main characters is like, love him, but Woody Harrelson is like the boomer redneck character, right? Is like, that's
and Bill Murray's a boomer.
A boomer icon.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has been coming out about Bill Murray lately, and I'm like,
oh no, is he canceled already? What?
I mean,
or is he on the border? Is he like on the edge of
Seth Green when he was a child in a trash can?
He did what?
He threw Seth Green into a trash can when he was 9 years old on SNL.
Where did you read this?
Oh, it was a story that came out today by Comic Book.
Oh my God. Okay, I will contact Seth today and ask.
Okay, you want to text him?
I just talked to Seth recently. I'll ask him.
Yeah, you know, I watched Facts of Life back in the day, and I don't blame him. So,
I mean, wait, was Seth Green in Facts of Life?
yeah, they tried to do a spin-off of Facts of Life where Blair was now in charge of the school, and they had a whole new generation of kids, and they had like Jennifer Jason Leigh and Seth Green, and the twist was. Well, no, they never made the show. It was just the last 2 episodes of Facts of Life set the whole thing up. So they made the school co-ed, and so they brought in all these kids, and Seth Green was one of the kids. Like all the kids were like ended up having.
You caused this. You caused this. I want you to understand that you caused this, Christine.
Hey, we're talking about. It's still technically relevant because it's Bill Murray. We got to talk about Bill Murray.
I mean, thanks for telling me about the article. I'll read it after we're done here and
watch those episodes of Facts of Life.
I didn't know that Patrick Swayze was supposed to be the Bill Murray
either.
character.
That is crazy.
It reminds me of, speaking of an apocalyptic movie, This Is the End, where Emma Watson's character was supposed to be Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
That changes the timbre of that movie too. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, every time I hear recast of who could have been, it's always interesting to think about because I always think about that with the Star Wars stuff. Like the lead singer of what was it? Terry Nunn. She was supposed to be Leia. She auditioned for Leia. That's so crazy. It was just like you think about these things, and for Zombieland, it would have been a totally different movie of Patrick Swayze. It would be like Roadhouse meets Zombies of Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, I wonder I bet they would redo the scene from Ghost with
or dance
Dirty Dancing Lift.
The lift
or whatever, like
a zombie dance scene with Patrick Swayze. We missed out.
Yeah, God, man, I missed that. Man.
And he would do horror. He did Donnie Darko. Wasn't he Donnie Darko?
Yes, he played the pedophile.
Well, yeah, he played the guy that was also the motivational speaker or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Zombieland.
Sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
You know what? I have a T-shirt that says that, and I wore it out once, and only one person knew what it was, and I was like, I'm officially old.
That is the most Bonnie T-shirt to wear ever, by the way. But
it sparkled too. It was glitter. It was great.
So get back to the point that I made. Like, I think like visually, like the visual aesthetic, like seeing the rules presented like on the screen or whatever, it's a very Edgar Wright thing to do.
Yeah.
Hilariously, right? But like I think it works to great effect here, and sort of ushers in a different kind of like the comedic zombie movie where it's like,
can I also say when we were talking about casting, can I also read off who was supposed to be in the movie and wasn't?
Well, yeah, that's relevant.
Okay, so they're supposed to. I'm sorry, I talked over you, Conan. I'll give you a penny every time I do that. You'll be rich by the end of this.
Finally, I'm getting something out of the show.
I'll send you some Otter Pops. How about that? Okay. So these are the people according to IMDb, which is questionable. I don't know if there's any checks and balances there, but apparently Joe Pesci was supposed to be in it. Mark Hamill, of course. Mark Hamill was supposed to. Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. Kevin Bacon, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Matthew McConaughey. I mean, and also
these all would be in the Bill Murray, so they'd be as themselves.
Yeah, it's just I don't. Yeah, would they? Or are they kind of like Bill Murray, right? Like he was just himself.
Yeah, like the Bill Murray.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to figure out who can play like a celebrity for the cameo or whatever.
Well, the reason why I ask is it's not outside the realm of possibility that most of those guys could be in the Woody Harrelson role.
That's true.
Oh, that's true too.
That's true.
Although Joe Pesci,
would be amazing.
What am I, a zombie hunter? Here to abuse you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like Casino Zombieland.
Yeah, exactly. If he's from Las Vegas.
I think Kevin Bacon would have been an excellent choice to do the Woody Harrelson character for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of Tremors.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough good comedy roles either.
Yeah, we were supposed to have a new Tremors movie, and they didn't ask him to be in it. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
How do you
I know there's like 20 Tremors movies without Kevin Bacon. There's like series, but
they all have Alan Gross in it, who just retired from the series.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Apparently, they cast Woody Harrelson early, and it was the Bill Murray role that those alternate castings are for, and it was written as a scene
that
from-
wasn't for his role. But the reason that Patrick Swayze can do it, I think you guys said already that he was dealing with cancer, and then he died right before the movie came out, which was really sad. So,
and it was written as the scene from Ghost too. Apparently,
was it really?
I was right.
Oh,
I was right.
you're right. Good guess.
Would have been
That would've been
amazing.
great.
I did not look any of this up. I just guessed. I just assumed it would
That
be
was a
like
good guess. I mean, that's a good guess.
someone
I
chewing
just
belly
want
in the background.
a Dirty Dancing zombie movie. That's all I want. Is it too much to ask, Hollywood? Come on.
Amber Heard was in this.
yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't
Sure
know
was.
her.
Yeah,
Who?
who's that? Who is that? I heard she's a
Who?
Who
liar.
be that? Who be that?
Though
I
she
mean-
was great in that scene. I'm like, and
Yeah, she didn't have any
watching
acting
her-
to do. It's great.
Watching her act just reminded me of the trial. And I'm like, oh my god, I've seen this performance before.
Oh no.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah,
Hey,
wah.
seriously, I'm watching her and I'm like, I recognize this acting right now. I recognize it. I know. I watched all the trial. I know how this is an act, like both ways. It was just, but I mean, she was a cool zombie though. How she was vomiting and this and you know I did like a lot of the zombie designs for this film because it kind of reminded me of Return of the Living Dead in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes back to what I was trying to get us talking about with the visuals, because like when they talk about like how the virus like originated, right? Like things along those lines. Like it almost like takes a few key from, you know, things like Idiocracy or something where you see like the burp, 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 and you see like all like the grids and things like that. And as much as we're now like a little more used to seeing that style of visual explainer, it is interesting that like it really had not been applied to like especially a funny zombie movie, because usually like when there was that kind of explainer happening, it was like, no, that's too goofy, we can't have that, you know. But like they obviously they have like, you know, zombie kill of the month, you know, like things like that, little vignettes and then things like that.
That was the original TV show. That was supposed to be the TV shows. Every episode was a different zombie kill. So that's where
they figure out how to kill us. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So every kill of the month was supposed to be an episode originally before they turned this into Zombieland, which is cool that they incorporated it. I'm glad they could still use ideas.
I can't remember if it's in this one or the sequel, but the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
That's the sequel.
That's the sequel. I gotta say that scene was great, where like somebody like a dude like drops the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Zombie.
Yeah.
I just want to note that you scolded us for talking about Zombieland 2, and you just brought that up.
I couldn't remember which one it was because we were talking about the zombie kills.
Though I do like Emma Stone's and Abigail Breslin's like their survival, like how they do shit. Like they basically like scheming and scamming in a way.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Which is I forgot that she was in Little Miss Sunshine until like somewhat recently.
Yeah, I mean, I think con artists, when you think about it, who would survive in a real life zombie apocalypse? Con artists would probably do well.
Yeah, it's just like in Fear the Walking Dead, whenever they were just like the guy's like, I want the crackhead. Yeah.
And also
like, he's on my team.
Camping.
That was my favorite character in that show, by the way.
The crackhead or the guy who said it?
Well, both of them. Those are like my two favorite characters. But I really like Strand, who's the guy that said like, I want the crackhead.
I would like he's one of those actors who I'd listen to him read a phone book.
Yeah, same. Anyway, sorry.
That's okay. I mean, I was gonna say it's also like it's just interesting to think about how different personalities and different bad characteristics in regular life would actually save you in an apocalypse.
You have to be selfish.
Yeah. You have to be a jerk, I think. You have to be kind of a selfish jerk who is out for number one, and you
can compartmentalize their feelings.
I mean, here's the thing. I already know I'll be a zombie in the zombie apocalypse. I have no athletic ability. I can't run at all. So, but I'm cool with it because I'd rather be a zombie and then just have a Zen-like lifestyle. That's fine. I don't care. It's fine with me if I'm a zombie. I'm not too worried about it because I'll just like say, I'm here, make me one. But I do think there's also like camping rules when you're in an area with bears. you always want to camp with people who are more out of shape than you. So when you run, the bear gets them first.
Yeah, well, that's the old joke. Like, I don't have to outrun the bear; I just have to outrun you, right?
Yeah, though I will say I forgot about this, but Zombieland is kind of fat shaming a lot because they're like the fatties get done first, and I don't think that's totally true. I think Lizzo could probably outlive all of us in the zombie apocalypse. So
she would solve it. She would solve it with the flute. She would grab the flute.
Play the flute, jiggle, and the zombies would be like doing Thriller or something like that.
Yeah, they're like Snoop the Savage zombie with like a sparkly flute. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you can say that all overweight people are out of shape. Just like there's skinny people that can't run for shit, so they would get killed too. Though I will say, now that I think about it, meth heads would probably do really well.
Well, I mean, that's what the idea that Fear the Walking Dead really touches on. Like, the same things that keep Nick, that's the kid's name, that is like the heroin addict, alive throughout the entire thing, are the same inert junkie characteristics, I guess.
How is that? The heroin slows you down. Meth makes you speedy. So
but it's saying that the same kind of drive by any means necessary to keep pushing until you get.
You kind of had a quick cold turkey.
Yeah, until and then sometimes they'll just have like heroin episodes where he just finds some heroin and he's like like Popeye.
Well, there's something to be said of like criminals probably could survive better because they have to have survival instincts to survive prison. So it's like that's like the Walking Dead episode when they got to the prison. I think there were a few prisoners that were still alive. It's that mentality, and also when things go,
they all died really fast though. The prison.
I know.
When things go to hell, regular decent people turn into monsters real quick. So I'm just saying, I don't know specifically who would be the best kind of personality type to survive an apocalypse, but this movie kind of explores all of them because Woody Harrelson's obviously pretty selfish. The girls have to be selfish. Eisenberg is probably, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did in the movie.
He's neurotic. He's saved by his neuroses, basically. Like in all the
that's true. That's true. Good point.
But the neurotic are going to do just fine.
Right before the Social Network came out, so he was doing his best. Mark Zuckerberg.
That's the problem.
There's no zombies in the metaverse. That's how they're going to.
Do we want zombies in the metaverse?
There already is one. What?
Is there? Okay. Cool.
Also, watching this film in the year 2022, I realized how dated the fashion is and the makeup is and the hair is. I'm like, oh my god, Emma Stone, she's usually a fair skinned girl. She's got a fake tan. Her hair is a dark brown. She's a full blown heavy smoke. I'm like, oh my god, this is definitely from 2009 because that's how I looked when I was that age.
Yeah.
You could also get away with saying bitch every other word in 2009, and they do in this movie. I feel like it wouldn't have hit me as hard as it did in 2009, but now I'm like, wow, they're calling everybody a bitch in this movie. It just seems like it's everywhere.
Also, there's a lot of dated Gen X culture points. I know that song that he plays on the banjos from Deliverance, but how many Gen Zers and millennials would know that?
That's all they know from it. We covered Deliverance and what we talked about.
I don't think they know it now because of us. I mean, aside from movie lovers like you guys, I don't think a lot of people would have known that was.
I totally disagree, 100%. So, and that's all I'm going to say is I won't be able to explain why.
I caught it this time. I didn't catch it the last time because I hadn't watched Deliverance yet.
There's another scene that everybody thinks of too that most people haven't seen.
He hasn't seen it. Yeah, but it's funny too because he actually played that. I thought it was just dubbed over, but Woody Harrelson knows how to play the banjo. Steve Martin style. He's actually a pretty gifted banjo player. I had no idea. That's pretty
well, and it's great because he used it to lure the zombies out.
He lured the redneck zombies out.
Yeah, the specific zombies. That the cultural.
You see jazz zombies, zombies that really get into that nice jazz. They would not be lured out by that banjo.
You got to play a little ragtime on it.
Yeah, it's you can do a barbershop quartet and get them excited for sure. But I will say, isn't one of the Return of Living Dead that has the punk rockers in it, or is that Night?
Yep,
it's one of those. It's
Return
one of those.
It's Return of Living Dead.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where they have cemetery sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Woody Harrelson was arrested for marijuana possession during film, which delayed shooting for a day.
Well,
Nice.
he is arrested
He
for
also
marijuana
punched.
constantly.
He also punched right after filming. He punched a TMZ guy and got away with claiming that he punched the TMZ guy because he was still in character and thought the TMZ guy was a zombie, and they didn't press charges.
It's an updated version of the Twinkie defense.
I mean,
there you go.
In the way it is a Twinkie defense.
Yeah.
no.
If only there was a half second of a wait time, maybe I could have gotten a laugh out of that.
Oh boy.
I did. I just laughed. I said I love it.
It's
I
so
mean,
good.
it is amazing that like if you think
As a
about
vegan, he does hate Harvey Milk. All right, last.
Dude, don't do that. Don't.
When you think about
milk a joke, that's not cool. You're gonna
When you-
cancel. I'm canceling you right now. You're canceled.
when you think about the foods that would survive past the apocalypse,
Food that would survive? Are we talking about?
yes, Bonnie, the foods that would survive. Yeah, like something a Hostess like cupcakes and things
No,
like that.
I know what you're saying, but like from 2009 or now, because we have a lot more chemical food now than we did in 2009. So
Since we're ostensibly talking about the movie, I would assume.
okay, so I would say Otter Pops because I just had a bunch and they're all chemicals for sure. Those are vegan, but those are also they may cause lots of other things. So I don't know what that is. But
Well, what I was going to that is as a narrative function, him having like the hankering for Twinkies, which is a thing that would survive, right? Is actually works
I
really
understand
well.
what you're saying. Are you
So-
mansplaining Twinkies to me right now?
I'm trying to just explain literally anything.
I'm going to ding dong now myself.
Otter Pops. I think beef jerky. I think beef jerky, right? Like Slim Jims, those last forever.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
could eat those. Those are protein. I don't know what else would. I would imagine
Would anything from Hostess be considered, not just the Twinkies?
Yeah, like
Sure.
ding dongs, and
Well, they find the what was it? They find
Snowballs.
Snowballs.
Yeah.
Snowballs, fucking snowballs.
Yeah, snowballs.
They get so
Those
pissed
are
off.
the best. And then anything by Dolly Madison or I don't know what else would. I'm
Ooh.
looking around my kitchen, by the way, because I'm pretty sure I have a lot of food that would outlive me because I eat
Identify all the preservative laden.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they do some sort of thing on McDonald's? Like a lot of those foods last forever because of all the preservatives that are in them.
I don't know how his man.
Yeah, that's why I hit precocious puberty. What is?
Yeah, I got accused of wasn't it Bonnie that was on when I got accused of Mark?
Let's not.
Mark
Anyway,
splaining?
Mark's
let's
explaining?
not.
Yeah.
Let's not do any of that shit. Or
Like
I'm gonna
Mark's
say-
explaining? Mark, okay, I
What
don't.
would be your if okay? Here's a good question. What would be your food that you would need in a zombie apocalypse?
That we would risk our lives for?
Yes.
Okay, let me think.
I got nothing. I don't like food that much. It's fine.
What?
I would say Hot Pockets maybe or Pop Tarts. Pop Tarts.
Pop Tarts.
Pop Tarts will probably survive a good.
Oh, they
Have you
totally
seen?
will.
Have you seen that
I've
video of the
definitely
guy?
seen some like liquor stores that have Pop Tarts where it's like,
I mean,
yeah, those are from
there's
5
an
years ago.
apocalypse in Bird Box, and there's Pop Tarts in Bird Box after
Bird
the
Box. I
apocalypse.
forgot about that. Wow, yeah, that kind of came in.
Remember,
late.
because she feeds
Blind
it to
place
her
for the
child.
blind.
She feeds it to her child a strawberry Pop Tart, and she goes, "This is what strawberries taste like." And it's like, no, it doesn't. You bad.
Nothing like that.
Nothing,
By the way, I like how Bonnie is out movie Night Extravaganza, like all four of us right now with the level of energy that she's bringing.
Oh, sorry.
I'm being serious. It's funny.
I got to post to her cold. That's my excuse. I'm
Okay,
running
let's
my
hear it from the
50%
rest of the team. What that was a good question. What other foods? What foods would you risk your life for in a zombie apocalypse?
None.
Yeah, I
don't care.
I would
hunger strike. So what about everybody else?
I would do something weird, and I don't think it would be a food, but like I would pick like a wine or like a vodka or something. And I get like obsessed with something like that, and I would like try to find it in all the liquor stores, and I would like go around doing the
I love
Twinkie
that
thing,
idea.
but like I don't know, just wanting to get like drunk one more time in the fucking.
Sure.
I like the idea of picking a thing and having it be the tulpa, like that you put all your
Yeah.
intent into it, and that's like maybe like your focus for like continuing on.
I
like
mean,
that.
I
which
would say-
arguably is really the idea
But
behind
it's
it.
also like 2009. My 2009 thing would be different than my now thing, right? So if it was Zombieland now, I would go after all the edibles because
I would be like the God, what's her name from what their name is for Game of Thrones, because it's going viral. It's like, what's your drink of choice? She's like a Negroni.
Oh yeah.
with Nico in it, and I'm like, I just love your voice.
Yeah.
Like I would be trying to make that drink everywhere I stop.
That's a really cool thing, though. I would love to be in a zombie apocalypse with you because you would always be making really good cocktails.
Yeah.
See, there's other kind of value other than survival skills.
Yeah.
You still have to have fun. I mean, and clearly these
You want a
guys,
navigator, you want a drink maker, you know.
And despite their need to survival, they're having a lot of fun on their little adventure.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's something I think is notable in this movie that's very different from a lot of ones that, like, ultimately, yeah, they're in this horrific apocalypse, but they're
so serious.
They come together and they have an enjoyable time together and they become a found family.
Right?
Yeah, and I like that. I like that about it because it takes like the idea that somebody like Jesse Eisenberg that has all these phobias, right? Like it takes the idea that he would be really good in the zombie apocalypse because he keeps to himself and he has all these rules and and then it kind of breaks that down. And by the end of it, it's like, no, maybe you do need a family. It's like that rom-com energy that it brings to it in the end where you're like, I don't need to find a wife. And then at the end of it, the guy's like, I'm married and I'm Dane Cook, apparently. The wife.
Yeah.
The true horror story. Yeah.
Wait, did he marry a teenager? I don't know.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He met his wife when she was 15.
Sure did.
Yeah, but it's that kind of thing, right? Like it's like the Dane Cook type character or something that's like, I don't need to get married, and then at the end of it, they love to do that with rom-coms, and I really like this movie. This movie does that with zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, because I feel like the apocalypse, if it happened to me in the real, like if a real zombie apocalypse happened, if you could kind of go through like the stages of grief where you're like in denial, you're angry, you're sad, blah blah blah. And then eventually you get to acceptance. And once you get through acceptance, it's kind of like then you have to kind of just make the best of the life that you have left.
Yeah, what happens then, right?
Yeah, then that's when you part.
Just think, if you're streaming on Twitch like I do, you might not have to pay for an internet bill anymore. You know?
Yeah. No more student loans.
No more electric bills, probably.
No more taxes. No more no more social media because the internet would be down. So that's
now I'm thinking about like some libertarian guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about some like libertarian guy that purposely causes a zombie apocalypse to not have to pay taxes anymore. He's like, God damn, I finally got the government off my back.
Because of the lack of regulations with the food or something like that.
Put that in the universe. That's going to end up on Reddit as a real thing, and then we're going to play through.
He's like the last true prepper, and he's just like
storming the Capitol with zombie virus. That's probably how it's going to happen.
I mean, that is kind of what happened.
So technically, COVID hasn't stopped mutating. It's now XXBB, I think, is the new one. So maybe we'll get zombieism out of that one. Who knows?
I'm hoping that one brings us a couple of
Zeta variant.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for the mutant variant so I can get some sort of superpower, but
I still haven't gotten that 5G yet.
This is it's been a very mundane apocalypse so far. I'm ready for it to.
I mean, in LA it hasn't, but that's because in LA we riot over everything. So when the things were starting to be shortages of, it became prison rules where people were bartering alcohol for toilet paper. I think I bartered some Guinness with my neighbor for 2 rolls of toilet paper. So it just became bartering land at that point.
I live in like a small like college town, and it's the kind of place where like if somebody's hoarding a bunch of toilet paper, like they'll get called out in like the community page or whatever. They're like, this is a toilet paper hoarder. Almost like that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where he's hoarding the fucking toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah, LA doesn't have rules like that or any kind of society or community. We just basically riot and steal shit. So maybe West Hollywood they would be like that. But yeah, it's definitely when COVID first hit and everything was off the shelves, it kind of reminded me of every zombie movie I've ever seen where they go to a grocery store and everything's gone. But in this movie, there wasn't stuff gone. Like that's why they were on the search for Twinkies, right? They were going to grocery stores that hadn't been totally looted yet.
That's what I wonder.
Yeah, because it hit pretty quickly, I think.
I just wonder how these people, they probably just ignored it. They probably didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, well, and that's probably more accurate than an actual zombie apocalypse. Like how they handled COVID, where it's like, nope, liberal conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm going to protest in the streets that zombies aren't real.
And then I don't feel good.
You start turning.
Which I gotta say, that would be incredibly satisfying to see. It'd be
Yes.
hilarious and satisfying to see someone like that that's like a denier be like, oh yeah, he's turned into a zombie.
You know, I feel like we're gonna now spin off though another movie that's like Daily Wire's zombie apocalypse, where
All right, I'll write it
the
down.
guy gets
Yeah,
bitten and he turns into like a fucking like he gets blue hair and turns into like a liberal, and then
What? Why does blue hair mean liberal? I have blue hair.
I don't know. It's
the
like a
thing now.
meme, like blue hair and pronouns or something. Like
It's a stupid thing on the internet.
Yeah.
There's no business on this show, and I wish it goes away immediately. I'm wishing.
Here's
it
the
would.
thing,
But I have a clip where they're creating the
Thank God.
zombies and talking about the process of
Oh,
creating
and
the
Zombieland.
zombies.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If all COVID deniers became zombies, I would
Wait,
be
are we
okay.
watching it? Oh, there we go.
We're gonna talk about watching it.
Run. I think oh God.
Zombies, I knew I didn't want them to be Romero-style zombies, like classic zombies. I didn't want to retread any of the same ground with another zombie comedy. The less thinking and acting that
That's rules.
our zombies do, the better. It should just be like pure ferociousness. Right? It's about the movement and the erraticness, the scariness, the face, and then the viciousness of everything to me. Oh, it's great. I've tried to like sprinkle more than just people with like businessmen or jeans and t-shirts, and also having some actual real characters. Like there's a fast food worker or some of the LA stereotypes. And if you watch the amusement park, you can kind of spot some of these zombie types. I also really wanted to ground it in reality, like find a real disease that could have evolved and taken over people to make them turn into this thing. So it's more of a viral based situation as opposed to an undead situation. We spent a lot of time researching, really discussing things like syphilis and mad cow disease, Ebola, and saw some really gnarly research photos of the way that the disease manifests. And we really linked our zombie prosthetics and makeup on real medical situations where it's a combination of sores that are pussing and skin that's falling off.
What we were trying to go with here is that they're infected, they're sick, they're still alive, but they're raging fevers, they're always wet, they're always dripping, they're hemorrhaging from all their orifices and spewing up black bile-like material.
Hi, I'm Amber Heard. I'm on set of Zombieland, and I'm going to my study up to get zombified.
We could have just left her as
Myself
is.
and Jamie Kellman, who's the second on the show, are in charge of the day-to-day look of zombies, the application of makeups.
Is it too late to pull out of this movie?
The more involved makeups, which include the prosthetic appliances, are anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. And then we have a mid-range level, which is a half hour, which does not involve prosthetics. It's more of a paint job and application involving drippy, gooey stuff and tooth stain and contact lenses.
So two things. First of all, the zombies are very wet, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that being an aesthetic decision. Secondly, 28 days later really kind of brought in the whole people infected as zombies, which the movie called Dawn of the Dead that Zack Snyder did had the fast zombies without any of that explanation. But it actually makes sense from even a pseudoscience perspective for them to be infected humans in that way. So I appreciate
I like how in the beginning they just like Eisenberg, like he just explains like, oh, it's been how much since this dude ate this like radioactive like contaminated burger. Like they didn't have to go like 20 minutes explaining like why these zombies are a thing.
It's like wrapped up in like a minute and a half, which is perfect. That's it.
Why even like zombie movies where they don't explain it at all? Like they don't even say how it happened. Like I don't need that. That's fine. It's a virus or it's a weapon or whatever.
I mean, the mad cow thing works though, because I remember at the time, like when mad cow like actually was like a scare, like everyone was like, oh, like what if our brains transform and we like turn into these weird so like it does. I kind of appreciate the fact that like it's
I got William Shatner now in my head going mad cow.
Mad cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean now it's like monkeypox on top of COVID, on top of whatever.
Sure.
we're so numb now because of COVID that I feel
like whatever.
That comes
What
up,
next? Who
we're
cares?
like, yeah, bring it, whatever.
Zombie monkeys. Yeah, we're down.
We're ready. We're ready.
Something called Super AIDS. Oh, I mean, okay, I guess we'll.
Yeah, wasn't that that was Dead Alive, right? Right, Andy? Was that like a rat or something? Or like
Oh, that's
a
right.
rat
Dead
monkey,
Alive had a
yes.
rat.
rat monkey,
Yeah. So
Sure.
I mean, it's gonna happen eventually. It's just I think we're so literally numb mentally for being so frightened for so long for COVID that now we're just like, fuck it. I know LA's like no one's wearing masks in majorly crowded areas, and everyone's kind of like, oh well, I guess I'll just get it. And it's like, people are still dying from it, so it's still something to be taken seriously. But I do wonder, like, if we did have a zombie virus, would people be like, I'm not wearing a mask. I don't care. This isn't real.
Well, the thing about a zombie apocalypse, right, is that it happens so fast, and you only get bitten once, and then you turn.
Right fast,
So
yeah.
There would definitely be like a breakdown in like who's the most cautious kinds of people, like people that were cautious during COVID, which I was, at least for like the first, year and a half of it, and like especially before I got the vaccine, like, but you could see like, just the people that are anti-vax, they're just not about doing any kind of precautions, who don't believe any of that, they would get wiped out, like they would be the first to fucking go. Yeah,
which would be very gratifying. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then we could just take their stash of guns and kill off the
You see a
zombies.
Walmart wearing your mask, and you see a zombie come up to someone not wearing any, and you be like, 10 minutes tops.
I mean, I do like the flagrant use of Purell in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, you guys want Purell? I mean, it's just one of those funny moments after fighting and killing zombies that they're all like, yeah, give us some Purell, will save us all.
Sanitize it, yeah.
I mean, speaking of before.
Yeah.
Speaking to the earlier point, like I just did like two tours on both coasts, and yeah, like you see a few masks, but
yeah, everyone.
It's pretty much over. But I get it too, because it's also like culturally, cumulatively, we decided it doesn't matter. Which doesn't say that all the people in this panel decided that. That isn't to say that like all the people that like share like our general politics decided that. Cumulatively, as a culture, we decided it doesn't matter. So therefore, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna live with this for literally forever, get it every year, and that's what we've now decided.
I mean, I went home to Colorado for Christmas last year when it was still pretty prevalent. And when I went to church with my family, only myself and one altar boy was wearing a mask, and everyone else was maskless because they thought they were on like sacred ground. So like Jesus will protect us.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get it. It's the law. It's like vampires; they can't enter holy ground. It's crazy.
Well, Midnight Mass has already taught us a lesson on that one.
Well,
but
I feel like the vampire thing is true though. They go into a church and they're like, it's like.
I will tell you though, I used to
That's
pretend.
what I do when I walk into a church. So there you go.
I do that. I still do that. When I was super goth, I did that all the time. When my parents forced me to go to church, I would pretend that I was dying when I stepped in.
Yeah, good bet.
Priests love that kind of humor. They love.
Yeah,
that.
they love that shit. Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, like it's notable that like, okay, so let's say there is like a, maybe it's not mad cow, maybe it's monkeypox, whatever, zombie style outbreak. First of all, like all like the people watching Fox News are just dead immediately, right? So they're all gonna be turned because they're gonna think it's a liberal conspiracy,
right? Well,
because they're gonna think it's not real unless like they're.
I like the idea of like a really pallid Tucker Carlson though, like clearly haven't gotten bit,
trying to be on air.
Yeah, and he's like, what is this? What is it? Is this a liberal conspiracy?
I mean,
I don't know.
I would love that to be
why can't I feel my arm?
Like
why am I going numb?
Like instead of everything going to shit and there's no internet, no TV, no nothing, I like the end of Shaun of the Dead where it's like life as usual but with zombies.
Yes.
So I wanted that for Zombieland where it's like just make it life as usual.
Yeah, like here's my friend. He's a zombie. He's like
he works at Taco Bell.
He's got a service industry job. It works out great for him.
Yeah, they can.
Have any of you guys seen the movie Fido? Where it's they're living in the post zombie apocalypse world where they've just reintegrated fucking zombies into society, and they're like, I don't know, that movie fucking kind of blew my mind when I saw it. And I was like young when I saw it, but I was like, oh shit, like not knowing that that's how we would actually treat.
Totally. And the second season of iZombie does that as well, where zombies are now known as and now you have to be it's like them versus us, and it's interesting because like a drink company like a Red Bull company like is using zombie blood for stuff, and it's just crazy. So I love that idea of zombies just become regular citizens with different kind of protection rules or something. I don't know.
Right, and then they have to fight for voting rights and stuff. Like, it's a whole
Right.
thing.
Like,
I mean, like you can
I
have
want
like
a
a
zombie
whole.
pride parade. I want a zombie pride parade so badly.
Hey, screw this show. Let's just pitch this idea to whatever networks.
I know, right?
Mitch McConnell coming out and being like, I don't think that we should have zombies vote because they'll just vote for Democrats.
I mean, we're still going to have politics, but at least we'll have zombie politics. So it'll be more interesting for me to watch, at least.
Hey,
But
I don't think it'll be any
debates are going to
different.
be fascinating. Yeah.
Half of our Congress are zombies. You know, as
Looks like the senator from Idaho is attempting to take
he's
a
there
bite
to
out of the senator from Massachusetts.
yeah. I also like the idea.
Another brains bill. We have
that
so many
clip that-
brains.
So many. We're always voting on these brains bills.
That clip that you showed for us, I really liked seeing zombie auditions because I'm like, I would love to see a zombie actor audition because it's like, how do you get that role? How do you convince them that you're more zombie-like than the other guys? Like that's
Well, in this case, they want kind of extreme, like contorted faces and stuff.
Well, it's
like that,
also
which is
like
cool.
when you do the musical cats, they literally bring in actual cats into like the dance studio, so you can like watch and observe how they move.
So how'd they do that with zombies though?
Yeah, I guess they gotta use and go by example, or maybe there are really zombies and we just don't know it.
They bring in Fox News viewers.
There you go.
The dumbest thing is during that.
Because maybe there
Tourette.
it's like aliens, right? Like maybe there is zombies. Because in LA, you wouldn't know if there were zombies because we have so much weirdness here that people would just think it's another weird
And
thing.
everybody drives anyway, so hey.
So it's like no one would notice. No one would know. It was like Comic-Con. I always think that would be the best place for like a zombie outbreak because there's so many zombie cosplayers. They would just think it's another cosplayer. So you can.
Oh, it's really good. Okay, you're
Also,
making
I mean,
amazing.
California,
Like,
everybody drives, but they also have you guys have like an insane homelessness crisis. So I could see like rich people driving, but like I could see rich people driving in like a car and someone's tapping on the like a zombie's tapping on the window. They're like, no, I'm not going to give you any change. I just
but I don't want to be. I don't want to be insensitive to our homeless community by saying they would make great zombies.
That's not what I was saying.
Which ironically, in Return of the Living Dead, the zombie with no legs actually was a homeless guy with no legs.
That's true.
And they brought him onto the set and they're like, can you walk on him? And he's like, yeah. And they shot that scene once and we're like walking on little stubs.
Yeah,
as far as the movie or TV show that we're pitching, like it would be a great okay, so it starts at the Comic-Con and then
I mean, just think of how many great things zombies could add entertainment to, like the Zombie Olympics. I would watch that in a heartbeat. Like that's just
that's kind of what they did at the end of Fido. Like they had the
20-foot stumble, right? Who can forget the classic Olympic event? Yeah.
Anyway, Zombieland.
They have the Olympics, they have the Special Olympics, and then they have the Zombie Olympics. And
Ooh, what would be your celebrity you would want to run into and hang out with?
Olympics.
Oh, that's a good question. What celebrity would you want to hang out with if they were in?
Wait, hang out with or run into? Because those are very different questions.
Well, not with a car, not run into.
No, I mean
what celebrity would you like to run over? Yeah.
No, like what celebrity would you like to run in? Like I feel like it would be very funny to run into like Elon Musk and rob him. Just rob him blind.
So you're thinking about this functionally.
Rob him. There's no money. Money doesn't.
No, it's not money that I want.
He doesn't have money, man.
Not money. He's probably gonna.
It's the emeralds. It's his parents' emeralds that I want. It's
why?
it's just like the knickknacks that he definitely carries to do some kind of weird like Edison style like I'm an inventor kind of thing. Like I feel like those would be funny, and I just feel like it would be satisfying to rob Elon Musk. Like
he's
when
not
else are you gonna get the chance to do that?
Them. He's
I'm
not
just like Thomas Edison.
Yeah, he's the Thomas Edison in this story, not Tesla. He's not actually. Anyway,
Neil deGrasse Tyson this week said Elon Musk is our Thomas Edison and meant it as a compliment. And I was like, he is, and it's not.
I got an answer. David Lynch.
Hey, Conan, who?
David Lynch.
David Lynch. Yeah.
Oh yes.
I want to hang with David Lynch.
It's Friday, and
you would just think the apocalypse is the regular.
Well, and that's what would be so entertaining because he's such an interesting dude. It wouldn't be boring, right? Where it would be like, well, the thing about zombies is that like you would have like a whole like little spiel or something, and it would be entertaining. I would want something entertaining.
Yes.
Flavor Flav in the comments.
Yeah, it'd be either Flavor Flav or Arnold Schwarzenegger for me.
I was at an event where Flavor Flav was behind me on the red carpet, and when I went back around, he did it twice with Corey Feldman. because they wanted to make sure they were in the like press photos that go out, the wire images.
That's awesome. I
We
love
did
that.
it twice, which was hilarious because no one likes walking that red carpet because unless you're just, attention whore, which they are. But I love that Flavor Flav is like, oh, I'm doing it twice.
Yeah. Gotta get in.
Yeah, and
Well,
he's the same. So he could be a zombie. I don't know. Or a vampire or something. He does not age. He looks exactly the same. So I don't know.
Christina, what's your choice?
Yeah.
Andrew
I
Garfield,
think I can.
obviously.
I was gonna say, I think I can guess that one. Who do you think? Andrew
Wait,
Garfield.
Andrew Garfield? Is that what you said?
Mhm.
Okay. I think I've got one. Yeah, I know who it would be. It would be a really famous drag queen like Trixie Mattel.
Oh, yeah.
Really drag queen. Like, are they going to stay as a queen? You know what I mean? Or do they go back to normal, or do they do drag queen zombie? 'Cause that's what I'm waiting for. I want to see Drag Race with zombie drag queens. That's all I want.
Oh yeah. So all right. So then, what television shows could be improved by the addition of zombies?
Oh, Real Housewives, definitely.
The Kardashians.
Would anybody notice the difference?
I don't know. Would they?
Oh, that worked.
Real Housewives of Zombieville or something like a.
There we go.
You could have like a zombie community.
I mean,
There would
Survivor
definitely be
would
like
be
zombie ghettos. We would ghetto. We would.
Oh, yeah,
we'd
definitely.
contain the
There would
zombies.
still be a class war. Don't worry. There's
I
still
mean,
class
Marvel's already doing the Marvel zombie thing, which is good, but
Yeah, I don't know.
We need to unite with the zombies in order to defeat the establishment globalists.
Oh my god.
Double Rufus at this point.
Yeah, that's a good question though, because I do wonder. There's a lot of shows that could be improved with zombies as far as reality shows, not
Walking Dead just becomes a reality show.
yeah. The Circle, that would be interesting because they're isolated though, so maybe not that interesting. I like was that Love Island or whatever?
Yeah.
What if there starts being like zombie affirmative action? Like there
Here's
has
the
to be like
thing,
a
though.
zombie
There
game
is-
show host, but
there
it has to be
is-
Wheel of Fortune because that's the only game show host.
There's two movies though. There's two horror movies that address this. There's a Spanish horror
Zombie
movie
studies departments
There's
at
Spanish
college.
horror movie. There's a Spanish zombie movie that takes place at a reality TV show, and
really?
if you keep it going because the ratings go up because
Of
it's
course, it would be through the roof. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they do a Love Island type of thing where they put all these people on an island and then the zombie outbreak happens and then that's what they're filming. So it's actually happened in two different horror films already, which I love. And the rest
The Apprentice had a zombie thing going
Which
for
one?
it. The Apprentice.
Oh yeah. What if you're fired? You mean you die? Maybe it's like that.
That's just Kid Rock. I think you're mixing up. That's not as. No, I think that it would be funny to replace every Steve Harvey show because they keep making Steve Harvey shows, but it's zombie Steve Harvey.
Does he
and
still
it's
have
not
shows?
Yeah,
Any-
Family
and-
Feud.
Oh, Family Feud. Yeah, Family Feud with zombies would be great.
Yeah.
What's the big thing he's
Zombie-
known for? It's
zombie
that kind
feud.
of like that
Well,
look
their
he gives.
answers
Like,
would
he can
always
do that
be
as zombie. Yeah. Like he does that like one dumb look that he like gives everyone.
He's
you know,
like-
he's known
Yeah.
for.
He's
Yeah.
like,
They can do that as a zombie.
That's a good
Every
question.
single answer on the Family Feud chart is a bite,
oh,
bite,
court
bite.
show.
And he's like,
Just
he's like,
brains.
I'm gonna go with Steve. I'm gonna go with bite, and he's like, and it's like all of the answers. He's like,
I thought about like all the like court shows.
Oh yeah, People's Court.
Zombie
stuff.
court. Yeah.
People's Court, Judge
Yeah,
Mathis. You know Judge Mathis, the older he gets, the thicker his glasses get. And I'm like,
Yeah, they just get
Judge
Oh,
Judy,
that's a good idea.
Judge Judy doing the like this thing where she's like, like speed it up, but it's a zombie. Like,
Yeah, late night talk shows. I mean, I would love to see Fallon as a zombie, just days
Sure.
on. That would be.
Trying to deliver a monologue. That's great.
Look, we
I
don't.
think
We
naked
don't,
and afraid would just be weird.
we don't let zombies try criminal court cases, but we do let them try civil court cases. So, like, if you want to like sue somebody, if you want to sue somebody and like, for defamation or something, you want to really get that Alex Jones money, you can actually go to a zombie judge. But
Look, he may be undead, but he gets results.
I feel like it'd be segregated, right? So you'd have zombie court, zombie lawyers, zombie judges, and that would be separate from the non-zombies. I don't think they would.
I don't
be-
like. I don't like where this is
But you'd have to go to
going.
Supreme Court though to have like your own
but if
Brown
they
versus
don't-
the Board of
they-
Education for
Well,
zombies.
actually, no. The Supreme Court is mostly made up of zombies. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
that's an
the
interesting
zombie
thought,
version
though.
of the zombie version of Jim Crow, Jim Slow? Is that the...
Oh, not if they're fast zombies. That no.
true? All right.
Or
But I
Jeffrey
do,
or
like that
Cliff.
idea. I do like that idea of what's our justice system look like with zombies and part of it.
Turns out not that much different.
Who knew?
No.
Well, that's kind of like it's kind of like Starship Troopers, right? Like they've gotten rid of all like racial and like gender differences because they're literally like they're fighting aliens at that point. Like it's a fascist society where they've gotten rid of like it's a one world government in Starship Troopers because like they have the threat of fucking bugs coming down.
Yeah, I mean that's how they did the original ending for Watchmen comics as a giant squid alien.
Yeah, that's what unites everybody.
Unite everybody against the common threat. In theory, though, I think the way the world is now,
not anymore. That wouldn't happen. Yeah,
it wouldn't happen. You'd still have people siding with the threat or pushing people under the bus.
I'm pro squid and I vote. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's like welcome our new overlord.
Tucker Carlson does a pro squid monologue. Why are we fighting this?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, which I feel like we kind of got into.
Tucker Carlson's segment. We need to unite with the giant squid to fight the Chinese.
What
it's
would
like
be
this.
your vehicle? What would be
Don't
your
look
vehicle?
up. Don't look
I'm
up.
trying to get back to Zombieland. What would be your vehicle of choice in Zombieland?
Like I'm the one taking us off topic.
Conan.
What would be the what of choice? I'm sorry. Say again, Bob.
Your vehicle of choice.
I'll just, you know what? I'll just stick with my full size E350 Econoline because like cargo vans are incredibly versatile. You can store a lot of things, including like weaponry and store a lot of people. They never die. They're easy to work on yourself. I'll take that over any like new looking penis compensation mobile 4x4 or something along those lines. So I'll stick not just with a van, but with my van. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
I mean, the van from Nomadland, because that has a bed in it.
Oh yeah,
and you could take a shit, so you're good.
The mystery machine.
Yay!
I think it would be really funny if I didn't change anything up and I still took a bicycle everywhere.
I mean,
great exercise.
I guess you never see that. You never do see that in zombie movies, though. People biking around.
This is something I always ask about zombies because they're supposed to have muscle memory, right? Because they can walk even though they're dead. So if that's true, can they ride segways? Because you just have to lean on it.
I guess they could.
Right?
Yeah.
They could probably ride bikes too. You never forget how to ride a bike.
The biggest loser from the entire like end of the world zombie situation is the guy that owns all those rental scooter companies where you can just pick up like the Lime scooter and ride it around the city or whatever. That guy's just broke because fucking zombies keep taking his fucking
scooter.
They
keep taking.
we got a place like that's gonna be its own little like sub community in my town, and it's already like causing mayhem. And they got a little motorized bike store where you can just ride a bike around.
Yeah.
Which is
they're all over LA. People steal them all the time too. I don't know why, because
I don't doubt that.
They don't operate unless you pay for it. So I guess they're just taking it for parts. But they used to be scattered all over sidewalks and people would get mad, and then the homeless community kept stealing them. And I don't know, LA's different as far as rules when it comes to trying to be eco-friendly with transportation. But I would probably either want a tank, like an actual military tank.
Those things get terrible gas mileage, though. I'm not even trying to like joke. They get
I know, but who cares? Or a helicopter.
That was my first thought when they got the Hummer in Zombieland, the movie that we're discussing.
Yeah.
My first thought was like they were like, oh my god, this is so badass. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys are not going to get very many miles to gallon. You guys keep siphoning gas every time.
There is an argument to be made then for a Prius because they're quiet, so you wouldn't attract zombies from sound. And also they're energy efficient, right? So they get good gas mileage. But if the gas wasn't an issue, like if
you could have an action assault Prius, that'd be a good. Yeah,
I do like the idea for helicopter just because of all the Resident Evil movies. It's like those zombies. I need to get rid of. Helicopter's the way to go for that.
Well, I mean, both Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, they both have a helicopter in both those movies, and that's how they get to the.
What did they have in Army of the Dead, the Vegas one? Did they have a vehicle for that, or was it a helicopter again for Army?
There was a helicopter at the end.
Yeah, that's right. Helicopter.
I hate Zombie Vegas. It's the same three comedians playing every night. It's Andrew Dice Clay. His jokes haven't changed, even though he's turned into.
I would pay to see a zombie Andrew Dice Clay.
Hickory dickory dock. The brains went up the clock.
I would love to see. Yeah, who's playing Vegas right now? That would be a good zombie. I guess Celine Dion.
I guess Siegfried and Roy can be back together again.
This is one thing that I appreciate about.
They do have that in Army of the Dead. They have a zombie tiger that is part of that whole, Vegas Tiger Act, which was a very beautiful zombie, by the way. The zombie design on that was great.
Too bad the movie was less than beautiful. That was not a good movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
The sequel, the prequel thing was actually really good.
Yeah, about the safecracker.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, the safecracker guy was great. Was he German? I can't remember.
Yeah, the German.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
One thing I appreciate about Walking Dead though is that Ezekiel.
How we got Walking Dead? Why are we keeping Jesus?
Because it says no, hardly any animals in zombie. Like I'm responding to a comment in the chat, but I appreciate the fact that like Ezekiel rescues the tiger from
Me too.
And like it's pretty badass that he just has like a tiger doing his bidding, but also like zombies would definitely be also eating animals. So like I do like kind of appreciate.
Yeah, it would be like Joe Exotic. He'd be eating the out of date meat, and he would be surrounded by zombie tigers. That's basically
it's the comeback that guy's been looking for. He gets to play a zombie version of himself. Great.
Yeah.
Well, and then Fear the Walking Dead had the house cat.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
Which he used to lure the zombies away to do stuff. So, and then the cat would come back to him.
They don't have any animals in Zombieland, do they? I can't remember.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any. But I mean, they were operating on a little bit of a shoestring budget there, and they had a lot of zombies. So I do appreciate that.
I mean, I think we're spoiled for zombie stuff right now, so like it's hard to compare what 2009 zombies are like the zombies now. So I don't know. Have zombies progressed in like what's the most outdated zombie thing in Zombieland besides the jokes and the swearing and the fashion? Is there anything else? That's
I think it's
you hit it all.
Personally. It's I mean, if you stop and think about it, the Tallahassee character is like a bit of a trope to begin with, right? Like the alpha male, like gun-toting, like survivalist guy, and like you think that, like, oh, he just lives for like the danger and the doing it, and like is like a guy that like maybe was not well adjusted in his time, like when civilization was going, but is like perfectly made for these times. And then you find out as time goes on, it's like, oh no, there is depth to his character. There's a reason why he's this way.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, all that like id presentation is actually masking something and somewhat of a coping mechanism for him and the trauma that he's been through. Which goes back to
like if the zombie apocalypse did happen, I would totally become Woody Harrelson once my kids get eaten.
Well, I think anyone that whose kids got it, like that's what he says. And then he's like, if you've taken away a man's son, like they have nothing, like he has nothing else to live for. I do kind of appreciate though that we're kind of getting the story from, and I don't mean this like in an ableist way, like we're kind of getting it from a very Asperger's kind of character. You know what I mean? Like in Jesse Eisenberg's, like he has both anxiety, like he clearly has like OCD or something, and like a little bit of
which makes this unique. It makes this unique as a movie because his neurotic nature and like his generalized anxiety has led to him being excellent at surviving, right? But then also it turns out there's a growth pattern and a narrative function for his character as well. But I don't think I've ever seen a movie like that, right? Where it's sort of like, I know we got to the point where we celebrated nerd culture and then we were just celebrating nerds and whatever, but I like that this is a good example of like nerd as main character where it's like, oh no, I can buy that. I can buy that.
Yeah, because Shaun of the Dead, Simon Pegg's character is nerdy and his
nerdy, but yeah.
They're not OCD, but they are clueless. I mean, he does go into the bodega and doesn't even realize that.
I mean, it's like, that's the joke, right? For the first 15 minutes or so, they don't even notice, which is hilarious.
Which is, I think, accurate. I think you live in a city with a lot of craziness. It's probably pretty accurate.
You got your own problems. You can't be paying attention to everything.
I laugh my ass off though every time I watch Shaun of the Dead and the guy walks up to him and it's the same guy that asks him for change every day.
Yeah.
And he just kind of pushes him off and he's like, I don't have any change. Like,
that's why I think a lot of people would just stay the same. They're just zombie versions of themselves. So like that's what we were talking before about. Like you would have a taco truck vendor who's still a taco truck vendor, but he does brain tacos and it's a zombie or something. You know what I mean? Like he's still like Lance Armstrong is still going to ride a bike, but it's zombie Lance Armstrong. So it's like
him and his one zombie nut. Yeah.
I mean, you only need one to ride a bike, I think. I don't know.
All the other zombies are like brains, but Lance Armstrong zombies like nut. It's weird.
I know. Also, is it the longer you exist as a zombie, do you suddenly start learning to speak human? or no?
Well, that's
Well,
what
that's-
George A. Romero kind of, speculated. And that's like the difference between, like, and they say it in this, like, Romero zombies versus other kinds of zombies. Like all these movies, I think, try to differentiate themselves from that original idea, which is at some point zombies would just kind of form their own
In the sequel, they kind of have like the evolution of a zombie, they're like, oh, there's now like ninja zombies and Homer zombies and
wow,
T-800 zombies.
Yeah, I mean,
Ninja Zombie sounds like something that you'd review on Letterboxd.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, a friend of
I believe it. Let's move
cousin
on.
of a friend did a movie called Zombie versus Ninja. So,
oh yeah, that's I've seen that. Yeah. It's weird though to think about, like, could zombies start learning, because they learn basic stuff, like they know how to walk, they're attracted to sound, they know how to break into places. I mean, not with a lockpick; they just literally break windows and go in. But I would assume eventually they start learning better ways and easier ways to kill us.
That happens in every one of these franchises, right? They learn to like go as a mob, for instance, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they gather as a herd or whatever, or super herd or whatever. I mean, you see it in Zombieland, you see it in The Walking Dead,
You see it in World War Z. I just rewatched World War Z, and it's like a
Absolutely.
totally different aspect of zombieism than 28 Days or the one
Yep.
Zombieland.
Which that one did make the first draft of movies to cover for this. I do like World War Z. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's good. A great book too. Yeah, I
have a book too. Yeah.
Zombieland's interesting too because it does.
Although I let Israel fall if I was.
It does really show that if you want to mentally survive after zombies take over, you have to have sort of a dark sense of humor to get through it all. And I think Zombieland does show that you have to.
Yeah,
keep
totally.
your humor.
Well, that's the big thing, right? Because like a lot of times when there's zombie comedies, necessarily you don't get that, like, okay, the rationale for the comedy is like, okay, they're joking around and stuff because it's a coping mechanism to keep you from going nuts, which is more, I think, actually makes more sense than ever being super serious literally all the time. It's like, what? There's like not one person who's gonna like crack a joke about something like this. Come on, really? And so that's why I think that the subgenre of comedic zombies or whatever like actually works really well, because I think it's more, I mean, whether you're the butt of the joke or whether you're enjoying the joke, it's something that I think it happens a lot.
And also, there's a zombie genre is so wide ranging and so far. I mean, there's so many different, like Warm Bodies, I think is a good example of the zombie that is slowly becoming human again because he's falling in love or whatever. But also, it's got a lot of funny moments. And it also, I don't know if it was at Shaun of the Dead where it's like pretend to be a zombie in order to get through the zombie crowd.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember if Shaun of the Dead was the first zombie movie to do that or if it was predated.
Yeah, and then Bill Murray kind of does it in this. He's
Bill Murray does it. Warm Bodies. They do it in Warm Bodies. They do it in a lot of
the first beginning of Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. iZombie did it as well.
Towards the end of Walking Dead, they have the entire like community that they live their whole lives by like going back to fucking nature and like being a horde or whatever, and like bringing the horde with them as an actual weapon, which is kind of like the human version of that evolution too.
Yeah, weaponizing zombies is also a very exciting idea.
That sounds like a fulfilling like startup. You could be like weaponizing zombies.
We're reimagining the dead walking.
Well, it's like, I guess if you could
we need to clear out this neighborhood to get rid of the Palestinians. We're just going to unleash a bunch of zombies.
It's home defense and to aid in urban development, Andy. You have to use the right language.
Yeah, I don't know how it would be used, but I know it would probably be used wrongly. It would not be used ethically.
Oh yeah,
it would be used by police departments.
There's no ethical use of zombies in the apocalypse.
It would be like the LAPD too. That's like the LAPD is really pioneering these crazy techniques of bringing zombies into certain neighborhoods to clear them out.
Don't say stuff out loud like that. That's how things happen. You're manifesting.
I mean, nobody's turned yet. Anyway, here's Emma Stone. Here's Emma Stone getting interviewed at Comic-Con.
Right. Where everyone would turn to a zombie and nobody would notice because it's Comic-Con and everybody has good.
Easy A is zombie movie.
Okay. Easy Z.
I said you said Easy E, a zombie movie, which I'd be in for that.
I mean, either.
Yeah. Send zombies to the villages, Florida. That wouldn't be any different.
Yeah, that's not going to change anything.
No difference.
I'm a zombie and I vote. Anyway,
we know.
You're a pretty big dork. Can you tell me about your inner hot chick?
Thanks.
That was a joke from down there when you got mad.
I see what's going on.
Jeez. But you're not going to answer that question. No, now, seriously, you and your little sister, played by Abigail Breslin, are going through this, and you come in and kind of make some trouble for Woody Harrelson and Jesse. Can you talk about exactly how you meet up with him and what kind of trouble you're causing?
Well, we kind of meet up with them by chance. I mean, I think, anything in this world, you're expecting zombies everywhere. There's only 4 of us alive that you see in this movie. So it's pretty rare that you run into 2 other human beings. And we just take this as an opportunity to, we run into them really by chance. You'll see. And we just screw with them immediately from the beginning on. And we're stealing their cars, stealing their weapons, but we have to do whatever we can to survive. I've got to keep my little sister alive, So it's kind of all right in its own way, even though we're really being just bitches, taking all their stuff.
Now, I think this movie ends in an amusement park. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you talk about that and what kind of gore we're going to see brought into that? I mean, is that going to fulfill all my zombie amusement park fantasies that I've always had?
I think it might. I mean, zombies getting crushed on rides, chainsaws, machine guns. You'll see some stuff.
Now, is this movie actually as fast-paced and as cool as the trailer? Because this trailer blew my mind, and I cannot wait to see the movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet. I haven't seen the whole movie yet. No, I can't wait to see it. I hope it is. It feels like it would be. That's Ruben always has explained it as being that kind of feel and very, like crazy kinetic energy, because the zombies move so fast and are so wild that the movie kind of feels the same way. So I'm as excited to see it as you are.
I hope so, because it looks pretty awesome. Now, can you tell me one scene you're really excited for zombie fans to see that you think is going to blow their mind a little bit?
I don't know what's gotten cut out of the movie.
Well,
so I
tell
don't
me
like
what.
mention a scene and then because I have to ask him.
Okay, I'll ask him that question, but you don't remember shooting anything that you were just like, damn, this is cool?
Oh yeah, almost everything anytime I got to shoot a gun there is one thing I cannot tell you about that was the most exciting day of my life. I'll tell you that. You'll know when you see it.
Where does it take place, though? In the Walmart?
Beverly Hills.
It takes place in Beverly Hills. One last question. Were you at all inspired by the movie Night of the Comet with the 2 girls and their sisterly relationship?
I've never seen that.
You've never seen that movie?
Maybe I should go watch it right now. Just leave.
It's 2 girls, and they're the last 2 girls on Earth, and there's zombies running around.
Are you joking?
No, it's a huge cult classic.
It is a good movie, but Jesus Christ.
How come you never told me about this movie, Night of the Comet? That the last 2 girls alive and there's zombies running around, and it's a cult classic.
They play it on this TV all the time, the MGM channel. It's the MGM movie. You guys have never seen that movie?
This is Andrew World being the interviewer.
The last 2 girls alive and there's zombies running around?
Well, there's one hot dude that shows up at the end, and then they kind of fight over him.
That's fantastic.
They spend half the movie in the mall shopping, and it's like their dreams come true. They steal a car and all that. Well, I'll let you go.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Yeah, go watch it.
I gotta see that. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Andrew World interviewing.
By the way, I had to do that as a career and be a journalist on the red carpet, and guys like that always bugged me because it would be like they would insult the person thinking they're flirting. It always happens with guys interviewing women actresses like that. They think they're going to get in by being funny, but they're just being douchebags.
They're just being mean. And
at least that he redeemed himself by mentioning Night of the Comet, so he gets a point.
which is great. Also, I want to point out too, because there's never going to be a chance to mention this again. In the promotional poster for it, Emma Stone's character's holding a chainsaw. There's no chainsaw in this movie.
Yeah.
Even in flashbacks.
I can't believe she's a mom now.
Was there a cut scene or no that had a chainsaw?
Maybe because he's saying that
there's like one moment where Woody Harrelson has 2 chainsaws and a welder's helmet.
Yeah.
And that's
He also Woody Harrelson manages to chainsaw through the actual screen as a transition, which I thought was dope.
Here's the thing about movie posters: they're never what's in the movie. Like, look at Star Wars. Leia does not hang on to Luke Skywalker's leg at any point.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, it's they don't have to be like picture accurate too.
Yeah, it's not, and even trailers sometimes will show footage that isn't even in the movie, which happens all the time.
A lot of them do that on purpose, like to throw you off, which I think is a good strategy. Honestly, if you're gonna,
I think it's a mean strategy if they're doing horror and it turns out to be like a rom-com. That would be not cool. But I
where
like
they recut it, like where they made The Shining into like a dad and his son
family
connecting
fucking
over
Yeah.
the summer. Yeah.
That video's so funny.
Shining.
Yeah.
It's a vacation movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's a heartwarming tale of a father and son.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reconnecting.
That's just what I need. 5 months of rest and quiet and relaxation.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love the
It's gonna be
fan-made
fun.
trailers. I love the fan-made trailers on YouTube where people redo horror films as rom-coms, but they change it all in the trailer because it's all in the music, right? And
Yeah. You change the music and yeah, totally. And you can do this the other way around. You can make a rom-com into like.
Oh
a
yeah,
suspense
totally.
movie.
Well, honestly, a lot of those rom-coms could be considered.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I could. It's creepy.
right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like Last Christmas.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, okay. That's a different show. we should do Love Actually horror film. Like our next discussion should be and another video, Love Actually is a horror film. That's how I feel.
You can swap in Andrew Lincoln from Love Actually with Andrew Lincoln from Walking Dead.
I know, it's an easy fix.
Carl!
I'm showing up at your door, Carl. Carl, open up.
So what's your favorite scene in Zombieland? Do you guys have one?
Who doesn't love Bill Murray showing up and telling
Yeah,
everyone that
like you almost have to give a caveat that's not the Bill Murray scene, right?
Right,
Because
Bill
that
Murray's
is-
mine too.
yeah,
Because the dropping the piano on the zombie was great.
That is good.
that's good.
That is good.
Like
Yeah.
we've never seen that before. I mean, we've seen it before, but not in a zombie movie.
You haven't seen it in a live action zombie movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it on Looney Tunes, I believe.
Yeah, that's
And the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, The Villain.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I
Anytime
haven't
you
seen
can
that,
use a
but I have
piano
seen it.
Don't. Just don't. Nobody watched that movie. It has not aged well at all.
Anytime a piano can be used as a deadly weapon, I'm down.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm in, man. Let's go.
Well, usually when people tell me my piano playing is a deadly weapon, they mean like my playing of the piano. They don't mean, you know.
And
the
Fish
actual
Called
playing.
Wanda. They killed the dogs that way.
That's right. Fish Called Wanda, they do that too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that.
That's a movie that I've always wanted to cover because I have it as a VHS.
Oh, it's so good.
tape,
It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And Fierce Creatures is actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
But let's remember that Columbus has a clown thing, and then there's the zombie clown, and that.
Do you guys think that's overplayed out as a trope, though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but like when he gets the mallet to get him, like that's a good scene. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're living in the post American Horror Story freak show, timeline
I mean,
where that was. I saw.
I've never seen that, and I'm not gonna.
Oh, it's
bother
good.
watching
The
it.
Carnival season's a good one. I like the Carney season of American Horror Story because the clown in that is very creepy. It's almost like the clown in what's the one with the tiny little hat and it's a horror film and he goes after girls and it's like it has a sequel right now.
Yeah. Oh God. I know exactly which.
Not Reactor. It's called, I don't know. It's called that. Here's the thing. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which we have talked about. That is, haven't we? I think we've talked about that. Anyway, that's my favorite killer, like not human killer kind of clown thing, where they actually use clown items to kill people. So if you were a clown zombie, I would think that you could kill someone with a balloon animal, like suffocating them, stuff a balloon animal down their throat, or I don't know, like there's something.
They never did that.
Or
in
you
Night
open the
Watchmen.
door to your clown car and like 10 zombies get out and the person.
Yeah,
I didn't expect to like
fuck.
start an open discussion about clowns by bringing up the clown kill, but yeah, I think. But I guess that's there is a lot.
Everyone
Letterbox one-liners, anyone?
Well, I was gonna say the supermarket scene's pretty good too. Anyway, that's the
Wait, what did you
supermarket
say?
scene. She's wanting to move on. She wants to move on.
Yeah, because she has stuff to cover on Twitch, which I sympathize with because I'm fucking exhausted for being in a barn all day and my sinus.
So the supermarket scene where there's like they spilled milk and like Jesse Eisenberg slides down and Harrelson like hits him with a baseball bat. That's a good scene. That's a good scene.
Yes.
All right, so everybody, Letterboxd, of course, is a place for film. It's a social media site for film lovers to talk at with and to each other about the movies they love, the movies that they didn't love, the movies they're weirdly thirsty for, the movies that they want to discuss, not having any Siskel's or Eberts, open source democracy. Everyone gets to have their say, best expressed in the working on your tight five sort of format. These are the Letterboxd one-liners for Zombieland.
Let's hear it.
Dysfunctional family goals, TBH.
I wish this was the dysfunctional family I had.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like everyone has their own family. This is like you create your own dysfunctional family.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the moral. I would sell my left kidney to have Jesse Eisenberg brush my hair behind my ear at a carnival and kiss me.
Gross.
There's Savannah. By the way, my favorite tag: get off my watch list.
You gotta start checking those off real quick.
Those are good. That's good.
Yeah. Tallahassee is a pipeline to Daryl Dixon. And you know what? I never thought about that.
I guess. Not wrong.
Think about it. Yeah. Because Daryl Dixon didn't exist in the comic books, right?
Yeah, they invented Daryl Dixon fully for the show.
Yeah.
Just because of Woody Harrelson.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Good movie, however, not very realistic.
I wonder which part this reviewer doesn't think is realistic.
I love that not only is that not specified, there's no punctuation either.
I don't believe it.
There's no way Bill Murray would still be at home. Bill Murray is out there
he's
pouring
never
tequila
home.
shots for people.
He's never home. He's always like going to frat parties and stuff.
Running around. He's real busy. Pros of the zombie apocalypse. Ohio was burned to the ground.
She says that in such a callous way too, and it makes you realize like the same thing about like kind of the sense of humor, right? Like they're playing the quiet game in Columbus, Ohio, and then she realizes like, oh, maybe his family. Like you don't think about that when you're actually thinking about like where the actual destination is for somebody you just met.
Hey, can I read the other part of it? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Cons: Twinkie shortage.
Remember when they were going to stop making Twinkies and there actually was a Twinkie shortage?
And there was like public outcry for that. Too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, my bodega like triple priced them because they knew people would buy them and hoard them.
Well, with inflation the way it is, you got to have something to last you through.
I know. Good point.
Twinkies are going to be the new currency in the post-zombie apocalypse. Finding out that Buck was not a puppy was so upsetting for a comedy movie.
That's true.
True. Yes.
That's
yeah,
true.
it makes me sad every time I see it.
I agree. That could have
But
been.
also, now that I have a puppy, I'd be very sad if I lost my puppy.
I
too.
mean, that could have been a John Wick moment, and they lost it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Cool.
That's true. If cardio really is the first rule to survive in a zombie apocalypse, then consider me dead.
Yeah. Yeah. All those Peloton people, they're gonna probably be alive, right? The stationary bike fanatics.
Yeah, because they never leave their house. That's
the Soul Cycles.
Yeah.
I've never had a Twinkie, and now I really want to try one.
Okay, Dan White. We know the truth. We know you.
Hey.
Liar.
Academy Award winner Emma Stone killing zombies. Yeah, I love cinema.
Was she already an Academy Award winner when the movie came out?
I don't know, by 2019 probably.
Yeah, this person watched in 2019.
Oh, okay.
What's she in the Academy for? I can't even remember.
Did Easy A get an Academy Award?
I don't know. I'll have to get our top researchers on that.
Okay.
Oh, this is so exciting. You're about to learn who you're going to call. It's Ghostbusters.
Spoiler. Spoiler alert.
I like that they utilize Abigail as the she doesn't know anything about anything kind of character. Like she's like, who's Gandhi?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Good, yeah.
Woody Harrelson is the cool dad that I want.
I don't know.
Say that.
Or not True Romance. True Detectives. He's not in True Romance.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah, that dad.
Natural Born Killers. Which
Emma Stone has not won an Academy Award.
Natural Born Killers. That's also good. Have you guys ever done a show on that? You should do a show on that.
No, we it was in discussion for Murder Night Extravaganza last year.
Okay.
It didn't make the cut. So.
It didn't make the cut. Okay.
It didn't make the
cut.
I didn't have that planned, by the way.
Okay.
I was just
the clown movie I was talking about is called Terrifier. That's the one with the little hat. It's on Netflix. You can watch it there.
Okay. The clown movie with the hat is one. Okay.
Yeah. It's Terrifier is worth watching.
Yeah, and it's also got a sequel coming out, so you should watch that too.
So turn that off and look for that. So those are the Letterboxd one-liners for the movie Zombieland. Please follow the show, which is Forrest over there. That's Spider-Man. He is Moving Extravaganza. Follow me, Conan Neutron. I just watched the new Halloween movie. Did not care for it.
I know. I saw that you reviewed it really low. I'm so sorry.
By the way, La La Land is the movie. She has an Academy.
She got a
Award
nom for that.
Oh, okay.
No,
did you win that? Okay.
She won for
Oh,
La
that
La
was the
Land.
year where they got the wrong answers.
Yeah,
right?
And
that's
then
right.
she was nominated for The Favorite and Oscar. No,
Yeah, La
and
La
it's,
Land. La La
Birdman.
Land would have been improved if it was a zombie movie. I wish it was.
100%. Yeah, that absolutely. You can keep the singing and dancing, just put zombies in it. It's just-
Yeah,
La
what
La
did he have
Land.
in the Apocalypse?
La La Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I just watched last Halloween. Did not care for it.
Aw.
J. Andrew World watching all the weirdest stuff out there, so you don't have to, or maybe so
Yeah.
you can. Follow him on there. Wichita over here, Christina is on Letterboxd, and when she deigns to be, and watches all the stuff that you would think that Cosmopolitics would be interested in. Bonnie, I don't think you have an account, right? I'm not trying to pressure you.
No, but I'm gonna read I'll read all of you guys' stuff because I like reading reviews and things. So I'll probably I just write very elaborate murder mysteries for Hunt a Killer. So I just
Yeah, exactly. That's you're right into that. Which
I just think about very fantastic ways to kill people and get away with it. So now I can't murder anyone in real life. So that's fun.
It's the downside to that. Anyway, that's the exit of that bitch. Andrew World, please take us away. Team Crackhead with the plugs, please.
All right. Well, you're watching us on YouTube right now. Please do the YouTube things. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and watch the video to the end so other movie fans can find us and love us.
Yay.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. Yay.
We have a Twitter community, which
sure
it's mostly me posting, but
sure is.
But you know what? Come for the polls, and honestly, there's a few other people who post, so it's getting there. It's getting there. It's
I'll post.
It's small, but we're building. But yeah,
Movie night. Go to the polls.
Yeah, Twitter is like the new Zombieland.
Kind of is.
Yeah, I mean.
It shows on Instagram too. We should, and also on Facebook. That's the one that's most. We never mention that. I mean, Facebook, myself included, but people are on it. So,
Facebook, Instagram.
And every once in a while, I post things like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Friday, getting that Friday feeling. What's up? And then Jesse Eisenberg's like,
I mean, I still post a Tumblr and LiveJournal, so.
Tumblr, yeah.
I mean,
that's the vibes.
Yeah, I got a Periscope still. Anyway.
Bonnie's the one person on Periscope now.
I know, it's fun being all by yourself on MySpace too, and Friendster, and whatever's left over. That's the popular.
Talk about the real Zombieland. It's all these social media sites.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
God.
still are. Yeah, I mean, I don't do TikTok. I still do Periscope videos. So if you're on Periscope, that predates Vine. So good luck finding it. Anyway, thank you guys for having me on the show. By the way, you guys are all delightful and awesome, and I feel honored to be in the cool kid zone. So thank you for letting me join in. And I hope I didn't. I apologize for being way too talkative. Way too much caffeine today, so I apologize.
No, I wish I was up further on your level. I spent the entire day working in a barn because I was helping my mom set up a show at this Sheep and Wool Festival. The next county over. So I actually got home 15 minutes before we streamed pretty much and feel completely shot. And I have food upstairs. So,
okay. Well, I'm going to find Christina on Twitch because I need to watch Twitch more. So Christina, I'll watch you on Twitch. So. Anyway.
Anybody have anything to plug before
that's the first time we've not gone through the plugs at all, I guess.
Yeah, we're just going to stop there before
sentence,
Patreon.
okay.
I was about to say Patreon, and Bonnie kind of came in like the Tasmanian devil. And
the bit is too long, to be fair. But yeah.
It is absolutely too long because there's Patreon. Join our Patreon. You get access to the after parties forever.
Not tonight, though. Not tonight. No after party. I got to post tour cold. Sorry.
So Conan Neutron has Protonic Reversal.
I do.
And who's on this week? Or who's coming up?
This is Mark Davies from Thinking Fellers Union was this week, and Microwaves before that, and Nagi Picciotto from Fugazi is before that, and Protonic
Oh my God!
You know who those people are.
Wait, Fugazi's opening up for you?
No. There's an episode of Protonic Reversal where it's like 3 hours long, and they talk
the
every Fugazi album.
Yeah, the singer that's not Ian MacKay. The one nobody hears from.
Cool.
Good episode if you're not.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. But
People are talking
it is
about
really
more.
long. So, I have.
I like
not
how you
finished it.
emphasize that part of it. The person that never gives interviews, like, oh, it's really long. It's okay when they never.
No, it's great. It's great. It's fantastic that it is long because it's really good, yeah.
The Frost Nixon. It was just too long, man. It's like we get it.
But yeah, we also happen to have albums from you, like Dangerous Nomenclature on vinyl and Action Chief, just the solos.
Yep, it's there's a CD version. Oh, anybody that ordered stuff recently too, I finally got more mailers in, so those are out if you're waiting for an order. Thanks,
And
Bonnie.
Chris- Yeah, and tour dates. You have a couple coming up in a few months.
We're redoing the McCluskey date in Oakland, and on the 27th of November, we're doing an LA date right before that too. It's just gonna be like a three-day thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Starts on the 25th, I think. I might go. If I'm here, I'll go. If I'm
It's whatever the Friday after Thanksgiving is, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's just gonna be a real quick weekend. That was gonna be it for the year, but.
I guess I could plug one thing besides Hunt a Killer games.
Yeah, well,
I have a Felicia Day. Felicia Day and I do a book club called Geeks Book Club. And we are reading Clown in a Cornfield for this month. So it's a good book. Good slap.
And you have a show with Renee, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, night shift. We are interviewing the Adams family for the movie Hellbender tomorrow. So that we'll be doing night shift tomorrow. Yep.
Friend of the show, Renee Ruin, coming on later this month for Train to Busan.
Yeah. Oh, go watch Hellbender if you haven't yet. It's awesome. It's on Shudder.
I have not.
Okay. Well.
but I will. We have the Shudder. I just don't. I've been watching anything. I watched that terrible Halloween movie. It's
Christina,
awful.
do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, Christina, you got your Twitch coming up if we ever set up.
Yes, exactly. There's just a lot going on, and I'm in a really pissy mood right now. So it's like, yeah, a lot of shit going on, and people just don't know when to shut the fuck up about shit. So it's like, so I'm gonna cover my LaRouche stuff tomorrow night.
Cool.
You're not pissed at people on this panel, are you? You'd be
No.
Okay, good.
I mean, I am all the time.
It's unrelated to anything. It's just stupid.
Well, if anyone's pissed
But
off,
Christina's gonna live stream herself joining, the LaRouche organization. So that's gonna be, that's gonna be.
Infiltrate it. Just kidding.
Yay.
You just
Anything else, Andy?
You see Christina run up to fucking. You see Christina run up to AOC and be like, "Hey, why did you vote to send money to fucking Ukraine?" And then AOC is gonna be like, "I don't know what's
I'd
even
be like,
going."
yes, I know that there's only 20 people at this town hall, but I want to talk about an issue that your district doesn't give a shit about. Well, let's go.
And I'm gonna talk over a deaf person to do it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that happened. But yeah, so that Christina can get out of here so I can eat sushi because I'm really excited to eat sushi. I haven't eaten it in like a year. Bonnie
Just
got
sitting in his refrigerator.
No, my family's upstairs eating right now.
Oh, okay.
We got that when you said it earlier.
Go eat.
Bonnie, you got some final thoughts? I want to hear, conclusions or
There's a lot of Zombieland's great. I highly recommend watching it just for the time capsule of 2009. But also, I think there's a wide range of zombie movies that are streaming right now, and you should definitely dip your toe in it at all the movies if you have not done so yet.
You can do it as we do the different movies for this month's episode.
Exactly.
Because it's almost sequential.
Yeah, exactly.
Lyndon LaRouche over there, you got some final thoughts? Did Christina freeze?
That's Christina.
She might. Oh, there she is. She blinked.
Oh.
Christina, do you have any final thoughts for?
Blink twice if you have final thoughts.
I watched this movie I haven't seen this film in forever, but I watched it like a few hours before, and I'm reminded how much I love this film. You can't believe how young Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin are. You can't believe that this is pre-Social Network for, and also pre-DC for a certain nerd named Jesse Eisenberg. Anyway,
he played both Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg at the same time. So give my man's credit for that.
But yeah, I absolutely love this film. It's actually probably my favorite zombie film.
Wow. Cool.
Good choice.
Very good.
12 out of 10 brains.
It's a solid. I'm glad we got to it. It's a solid rom-com zombie movie, which you don't see very often. I mean, without like getting weird with zombies. You know what I mean?
Warm bodies. I will say warm bodies. Warm Bodies is a good rom-com with zombies. If you're into that,
I think this one's funnier.
I agree.
My turn. Yeah.
Yep. Conan Neutron, host of Platonic Reversal, and man for Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends.
Get into the plugs when you can, right? Yeah, this is a fantastic movie, hilarious.
He recently was on tour, and I saw him.
You did. It's true. Hopefully, you didn't give me the cold. It's very funny, but it has some very poignant moments, and I like the balance of the humor in here. And I think it's one of the first ones that visually kind of has more of a modern sensibility to it, and that takes the idea brought in by 28 Days Later and things along those lines, and brings it in with the same sort of ribald and sort of ruthlessly creative sensibility that Shaun of the Dead also put, but in a very different way. The sequel is inessential, and it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's inessential.
Okay.
But it's cool to see those characters again. That's probably the best thing to say about it, but it's fine. But as a standalone movie, I think it's a great entry into the overall genre of the films, and I'm really glad we got a chance to ostensibly discuss it.
Amen.
Team Crackhead, hit it.
You're on mute, by the way, Conan.
Oh, I said,
Unforced.
Andy, let's hear some off-topic thoughts.
A few months ago, I learned that Bill Murray did Garfield because he thought it was written by one of the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Joel Coen is the one of the screenwriters on Garfield, but it's not
A different Joel Coen, though.
Yeah. And so by the time he realized who wrote it,
God.
it was way too late to do it.
Wow.
So when he said it was his biggest regret, that's what makes that scene even
amazing line.
better.
Yeah.
And the fact that he shows up to promote Garfield 3 at the end of Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So yes. That's pretty much my final thought, because that earworm has been in my brain for months, and like my kids don't
Random
care.
factoid about Bill Murray, and then a stinger from the second movie which we were discussing. Great.
All right.
There we
Well, we'll be back Tuesday. Unfortunately,
Wait, did you
Christina's
have
going to
final
be.
thoughts, Forrest? Did you have any final thoughts? Or
I jump in with something.
Final
at
thoughts.
the
He
end.
wants to get to the sushi, is what he wants.
Okay.
But Christina's going to be dog sitting next week, so we're not going to get her beautiful visage on the stream.
Aww.
But we'll have to kick up the energy and keep it even more off topic. But
Step up my makeup game.
I wanted to just say, and finally, new rule.